Today is Friday, July 21st, and it is an iconic day in the history of pop culture. It is Barbenheimer Day. That's right. Matt and I are heading to Disney Springs to experience the epic double feature of Barbie and Oppenheimer and document what we do along the way. Should be interesting. Let's go. So we're actually running a little bit late. Barbie was supposed to start at 6:15. It's 6:23. We haven't gotten there yet. But of course, there's trailers, so we're getting there. Of course, I'm joined by Matt. We're gonna do our usual best practice when it comes to going to see a movie at Disney Springs, because that's the one downside of going to see movies at Disney Springs is you have to go through security, and it can be kind of a pain just to get to the theater. We think we've kind of cracked the code on that front, so we're gonna do that. Assuming it works, we should make it barely on time, hopefully. But we're going to go see Barbie first. Then we'll have a little bit of a gap. And then we're going to watch Oppenheimer at the end. So I think how this video is going to work is we're going to share our thoughts in the car after we've seen both movies, so that to not spoil them. But I'll cut that between when we're going to each movie. So you'll see it after we saw the movie, but we actually filmed it after we saw both, if that makes sense. So that's what we're going to do. And then, of course, we'll share what else we do along the way. It should be a fun adventure. All right, so we are doing our reviews in the car because, again, we didn't want to spoil too much about the movies while we were out in public and people probably hadn't seen them yet. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start with... And of course, we're filming this after we watched both, but we're going to start with Barbie. So I know we talked briefly about them in our 30-second review, but now we're going to actually expand upon what we thought of the movies, because why would I do a full video if we didn't? So, Matt, what are your thoughts on Barbie?
Honestly, it was a hot mess, but it was an enjoyable hot mess with a surprise cameo that I didn't even know about, so...
Yeah, that was fun. Barbie is really fun. That's the main thing I have to say about it. It's also much better than I would expect it to be.
Oh, yeah.
And again, going into it, obviously, look at us. We're not the fan base that movie is intended for. But
we can enjoy it.
Oh, it was incredibly fun. The basic concept is a combination of Toy Story and then the movie Life Size with Tyra Banks. If you remember that from back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty much that, but even more bonkers.
I know.
It was really funny. It had great music. The music was excellent.
Nice choreography.
Yes. They had a number of dance numbers, and those were all very good. The acting overall was very good. I definitely say that the best three by far. Will Ferrell was really funny. It was a kind of brief role for him, but he gave it the max. He gave it his, this is prime Will Ferrell funny. Margot Robbie was excellent.
Oh yeah.
She was really good. As you would expect as your leading lady. And then my personal favorite, Ryan Gosling as Ken, was so good. He was really, really good. And it was funny because I don't think anybody was like, oh man, why are they casting an actually good actor like Ryan Gosling as Ken? But it worked. And he did a great job.
Oh boy.
So I would definitely recommend going to see Barbie. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you care about the dolls or not, although definitely, as we saw, and that's one of the fun things, I'm glad we did this tonight, we got to see both sides of the fandom, because Barbie, everybody was hooting and hollering, laughing constantly. It was just an all-around good time. So I really enjoyed that. And that's one of the things that I love about going to movie theaters. That's why we go to theaters constantly, is because it's more fun to see it with like a big group of people. But yeah, Barbie, really fun movie. I would definitely recommend seeing it. Probably not for young ones though. It's a lot more
it's
adult.
more mature than you
yeah,
would expect.
it's I mean, it's PG-13, and it's a pretty hard PG-13, I would say.
It pushes the bar.
So, parents, I would probably not take your little girls to go see Barbie. It's more so intended for adults and teenagers who may not play with them anymore. I think they're the real group who's focused on, but it's really good. I personally really enjoyed it. It's actually on my current rankings of best movies of the year. It is my fifth favorite movie of the year. That tells you a lot. So we just got out of Barbie and we have about an hour to kill. So we're gonna go get Everglazed for dinner. They serve regular food in addition to donuts. So we're gonna get that, and then we're gonna go see the Oppenheimer part of Barbenheimer, and that is, of course, Oppenheimer. So we're gonna check that out next. So yeah, good stuff. So we're having dinner at Everglazed. I got a burger with a donut bun, some spicy fries, and then a peanut butter explosion donut. Matt, what'd you get?
I got a breakfast burger, a dulce de leche donut, and some regular fries.
Nice. How was your burger so far?
Very nice. The egg is nice and cooked perfectly, so the yolk is not completely runny, but still a little bit juicy.
Nice. Excellent. All right, so we're going to enjoy our food. We'll talk, obviously, you've heard a review of Barbie already, but I guess we'll talk briefly about it in a bit. But yeah, let's eat. So we're finishing up our meal now. So how was your meal, Matt?
I thought I got a lot in my mouth.
Yeah. He's enjoying the other half of the peanut butter explosion donut. We ended up splitting our donuts so that we each got half. So he's eating the other half of his chocolate explosion, and then I got mine in one of these boxes. But yeah, it was a good meal, honestly. This burger is really good. It's got like kind of the perfect combination of sweet and savory. I do like the fact that I got it with the donut bun, and they cut the donut in half and then invert it, so it's not sticky. Although it is because there's toppings on it, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I also got spicy fries. Those were really good too. So I will say the actual food at Everglazed is better than you would expect. So pretty happy with that. Anyway, we're about to head back inside and take in the second half of our double feature.
Why?
You excited about that one?
I am excited for all movies for the most part, so yeah.
Now, have you watched many Christopher Nolan movies?
Most I've done is the Dark Knight series.
Okay, so you haven't watched any of his other ones?
I can't remember too many of the other ones.
The Prestige, Interstellar, Inception, Memento,
Nah, you
Dunkirk.
try to avoid those.
Really? You should absolutely watch those. They're really, really good. Tenet was one that a lot of people didn't like. I liked it. I thought it was good, but all right. Well, it sounds like you're gonna have to watch some more Christopher Nolan movies if you like this one. So, but yeah, we're gonna go see part 2 of Barbenheimer in just a moment. Part 2, baby. Time for Oppenheimer. You ready, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's enjoy. So now we're going to talk about the other one, which there's a lot to talk about, so we're going to have to be kind of concise. I know this is not your normal type of movie, Matt, based on the movies that we typically go see.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Oppenheimer?
It was an interesting, darker feel for a biography type movie.
Yeah, it's It's kind of a hard movie to talk about, mostly because obviously it is based in reality. It's a real person, and it's based on a book that goes into the life of Oppenheimer. But it's very much a Christopher Nolan movie through and through. It has very distinct framing. Again, I don't want to dive into the actual story for those who want to see it, who haven't seen it, but it is very uniquely framed, very Nolan-esque. It has some absolutely incredible moments that really portray what's going on in a character's mind or in their thoughts. Incredibly well done. Like, there's some shocking moments that happen for that, right?
Oh, plenty of them.
Yeah. The big thing for me is it's a 3-hour movie. I was not bored once. I don't know if Matt can say the same, but...
I mean, I was losing a little interest, but I mean, it wasn't to the point where I was ignoring what was going on in the screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long movie. You just have to, go in knowing it's a long movie, and it's also a very dialogue-heavy movie. So... don't go in expecting The Dark Knight or like an action movie. It's about as far from that as you can get. But what's there is incredibly good. We saw it in 70 millimeter, and honestly, I thought that added a lot because like you notice things. Like, obviously, like when you're watching the screen, you saw the little film blips, and besides the fact that that's nostalgic because nobody uses film anymore,
right?
Yeah, I think it really added to the atmosphere because it's a period movie, but also like how it was shot. I think showing it in film.
Not only that, but also
it.
Black and white and some elements.
Yeah,
as well.
There's some black and white too. It was just super well done. Of course, the cast is ridiculous. I mean, that has one of the best ensemble casts you'll ever see. just chock full of top tier actors, several Oscar winners, several which I didn't even know were in the movie. And by far the two standouts were Robert Downey Jr. and Cillian Murphy, of course. I sincerely believe both will probably get Oscar noms. Downey for supporting actor and Cillian Murphy for best actor. Nolan deserves a best director, obviously. And then Oppenheimer is I would say is the best movie I've seen this year. Now, that being said, on my personal ranking, I put it third. And the only reason why is because I also like to take into account how often I would want to rewatch a movie. And it's a great movie. Like, it's an absolutely great movie. It's not one I'm going to be like, oh man, I can't wait to watch that again. Right?
No.
It's not that type of movie. I will definitely watch it again because it is a very good movie and it is way more entertaining than you think it should be. But I would personally watch my top two movies more, which are Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and John Wick Chapter 4. Those are my two favorite movies of the year so far. And yeah, I would much rather rewatch those than Oppenheimer. But I still say that Oppenheimer is probably the best movie that I've seen this year. But it's a phenomenal film. If you're a fan of Nolan, if you enjoy history, and you just want to see a really gripping period piece or a gripping biopic on the creator of the atomic bomb, you definitely need to watch it. It's very good. So, last we want to wrap up with the Barbenheimer experience. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the fandom. So, that was one thing that was very different with Oppenheimer as opposed to Barbie, because literally during all of our Oppenheimer, you could hear like a pin drop. It was just silent. Nobody was talking. It was just dead silent. Everyone was just completely transfixed on the movie. And again, I think that more so speaks to the types of fandoms that were going to these movies on opening night. Like, obviously, Barbie it's all the like the hardcore
Wild and
fans
pink.
who are just so much pink, so much,
Too much pink.
Half of the people at the theater were wearing just the most bright pink things possible. Which,
like,
hey,
all pink is like
good for you. You know, enjoy that. And then Oppenheimer, it's people who are looking for more sophisticated cinema, and you could tell that's the experience they were going for. So it was very interesting to see both of those back to back, to see how different the fandoms were between the two. But overall, what was your experience with watching Barbenheimer?
I hope I don't have to do this again anytime soon.
Unless there's a crazy viral combo. Now, yes, people have pointed out there's one that's coming up that we will absolutely not do. Because apparently Saw 10 just got moved to the same day as the Paw Patrol movie. We are not going to watch Saw Patrol. That's not happening.
No, neither one is appealing for either of us.
No, and like Barbie and Oppenheimer, those are like polar opposites, but in kind of a fun way, where like you could see people wanting to watch both. The people who are watching Saw or Paw Patrol are not going to want to watch the other one. Like,
no,
hands down. So we're not
completely
doing
different audience space for both of them.
just a little. So we're not doing that. But
only if you count the Grand Canyon as little.
Yeah. But Barbenheimer was fun. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we got to experience two really excellent movies that were very different from each other, but both were fun, and we got to see how the fan bases react to it. So anyway, that's going to do it for our BigCTV adventures from Barbenheimer. Matt, thanks for joining.
No problem.
New videos on this channel every now and again, so hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, that way you know when new videos drop, and we'll see you on the next BigCTV adventure. Bye!